my God!
Towards half-time, and moving fierce, slings it out towards Gardner, maybe a shooting chance, puts the defender on his back, pulls it back towards Van Dawson, crowded inside the Salford box, Barrington tries to get the ball away, deflected, and it's gone in! And Luca Barrington, with the aid of a deflection, has got his second goal of the afternoon! Town on half-time are back in front, it's Salford City 1, Grimsby Town 2.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Three Fish on the Shirt. A great weekend where we've seen another Mariners away victory at Wimbledon this afternoon. 1-0 victory, goal from Danny Rose, which we'll look at shortly. If I can just introduce myself to start with, I'm Dave Dixon. If you're new to the channel, we've been bringing this coverage of the Mariners since the start of this season. I'm a Town fan of 45 years. I'm normally joined by my colleague Steve Risley, but just got a little ask for you before we start this afternoon's episode. If you could hit subscribe, it really helps the channel grow, and if you like what we're doing, get the notification bell clicked as well, and that'll help you get notified of new videos. If you can also help us by liking the videos that you like, it also helps YouTube get our coverage to more Mariners fans and more football fans. So the more you can do, the better, and it helps us. We get more people following us and subscribing when we ask than when we don't. So I do apologise for badgering you with this ask, but it does really help us. So and the other thing you can do is spread the word. Tell any other fans of Town, any other Mariners enthusiasts where to go to get this coverage. You can also join us on X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and obviously you found us on YouTube. We're at Three Fish on the Shirt. That's at Three Fish on the Shirt.
This is TNT Sports' Adam Summerton, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Thanks again, and we'll get on with the this week's session. So we're going to take a look at the coverage of the afternoon's proceedings at Wimbledon down in southwest London. Town fans, they're in abundance again. Over 1,000 there, 1,015 Town fans at an away game to see Town's fifth away win on the trot since 1952. It also ended Wimbledon's record of not being beaten at home this season and not having conceded a goal since the first day, which is great. Record bashing from Town, and they've done the same to Gillingham earlier in the season, if you remember, and they were flying high. So Town breaking records of their own, and going into the game were 10th, and Wimbledon were 13th. So Town had a slight edge over Wimbledon going into the game, but something seemed to have to give. And prior to the game, I think my view was that I'd probably have taken our first draw of the season, but it wasn't to be, thankfully, and we got the great result. So first of all, we'll just go through some of the action. On 9 minutes, Matty Stevens had a goal disallowed for Wimbledon when a foul on Wright was adjudged after the ball had been dropped into the area. Wimbledon will be disappointed with that, but from my point of view, it looks from the footage that you can clearly see there was a real big nudge on Jordan Wright, and in my opinion, but my biased opinion, the goal was rightly disallowed. Wimbledon also had some efforts across the face of the goal without being able to get on the end of it. And that lack of a finishing touch was pretty costly for them ultimately. And on the 30th minute, the decisive moment of the game came when Luca Barrington received the ball from Kieran Green. I don't know if we're going to call him Greenaldo from now on, or some other suitable name. Um, but Green got the ball back off Barrington, tight on the left touchline, and then flipped the ball into the penalty area with the outside of his right boot, right into the space between where Danny Rose was running in and bearing down on the keeper, behind the back four, and left the keeper in a bit of a situation whether to come or stay. Ultimately, he stayed, and Danny Rose nipped in and just paused slightly before heading the ball in and leaving the goalkeeper absolutely flummoxed as to how he'd conceded a goal. Absolutely superb finish from Rose, but Green rightly getting the plaudits for a superb. There aren't enough superlatives for the ball into the box, and we'll take a look at that now.
And now Green away to the left-hand side to Barrington. Green tight to the left touchline, ball in towards Danny Rose, who's opened the scoring for the Mariners. What a brilliant ball into the penalty area from Kieran Green. And there was Rose to head in from close range for his 5th of the season, his first on the road this campaign. And the Mariners, who are on this outstanding streak away from home, have
the second half continued on, being a bit of a trade-off. There were some great chances for both sides. Sven Thorson had a shot over the bar. He'd also missed a chance in the first half when he was run down by one of the defenders. And ex-Mariner Tilly had a few efforts wide of the mark and saved by Jordan Wright, and Jordan Wright made a couple of good saves this afternoon as well. So we'll see a couple of those bits of action right now. And after that right save from Tilly, it looked like Wimbledon were going to try and bear down on the Town goal right to the end, but the Mariners held on for their 5th successive win on the road. 3 points back to North East Links for the jubilant Mariners. So that's the last 5 away games. Carlisle 3-2 win, 1-0 win at Gillingham, 2-1 win at Salford, a 1-0 win at Tranmere, and a 1-0 win at Wimbledon. And the new yellow and red strip away is absolutely proving to be a lucky charm for Town. So I think a few Town fans looking at whether that's something we should be wearing at home, and that's raising the question again of why so different at home. But again, it's hard to be worrying about that on a weekend where we've had another great victory on the road, and 24 points now leaves us 7th in the table, just in the playoffs. Not that that's massively important at this stage of the season. It's much more important at sort of April, May time. But it just shows the progress that Town have made this season, and yet to draw, which is great. We did lose a lot of points to draws last year, and although we've got a negative goal difference in 3 or 4 of the games, there's quite a chunk of those goals have been conceded. On Radio Humberside, Martin Gritton felt that the quality of the defence was great again today. Gutsy performance. Terrell Warren, McJanet getting some plaudits, and Corey and Green getting some honorary mentions as well. And Jordan Wright as well for his first clean sheet, getting some plaudits. Although there was comment that it had a couple of moments. While I'm on the coverage of the game that we've received, I'd like to thank Don's Vlogs for sharing their footage and allowing us to use it. And I'll put a link in the comments. And if you want to see the rest of the coverage from the game, I'd recommend their YouTube page. Got a great little site, and I wish that I'd been as fair as they are when I was their age. a couple of young lads on there today, and their aftermatch piece was very fair and very honouring of the Mariners. So I can't say I'd have been that fair and that equitable when I was with that age. So well done, great little YouTube channel, and I hope it continues to do well for them. And thanks for permission to use your footage. So moving on, again, big mention to the town fans. 1,015 fans there, travelling really well, and just brilliant to see us moving up that table. So now we look forward to another away game next week. We've got Newport away, and then following week it's Colchester at home against the Cowleys and Colchester, who have been struggling a bit this weekend, but got a creditable draw against Barrow this afternoon. Couple of other things just to note that we like to just look at over the weekend. Ex-Mariners that have done well. We'll now call this Ex-Town Analytics to honour the Jamestown Analytics tie-up with the Mariners. Super secretive organisation that you don't seem to be able to find any information out about if you go online. So let's tie up the goal scorers for today that used to play for Town. So we've got Danilo Orsi scored after 51 minutes against Burton Albion to put them 2-0 up against Shrewsbury, where Paul Hurst have recently and formally this parish been sacked by the Shrews last week. Connor Jennings scored for Tranmere against Newport in their 2-1 win, which Mariners will also remember the score of the Newport goal. Their face next week was Carl Hudlin, who they faced in the 2021-22 playoff final at West Ham when he played for Solihull. And he actually netted on that day as well. So we're hoping not to see any of him next week with a bit of luck. Omar Bogle scored in the 1-1 draw for Crewe against Walsall after 66 minutes. And in the non-league, in the National League, Alex Hunt scored a 43rd minute goal in York's 5-3 demolition of Hartlepool. At which point, the 96th minute of that game, Manny D, Emmanuel Desirue scored in the 90+6 minute, as he had a habit of scoring late goals as well. Other notable links to the Mariners, although very tenuous. The scorer of the winner last week against Town for Wealdstone managed to get another goal, and for Oxford City, Zach McEachran, brother of George and Josh, managed to get a goal in the 95th minute against Scarborough to equalise for Oxford City. So a few links there, very tenuous, some of them, but nonetheless, we like to have a look at how they're doing. Not many sendings off this week of ex-Mariners, so be pleased to know that. But we're short this week because of work and travel between me and Steve. So we thought we'd just do the short episode this week to cover off the match and what a great win it was. What a positive away victory. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it'll be myself and Steve back. We've got some more great guests lining up for you as well. So if I can just point you to our specials, our special episodes. Episode 8 is Kieran Maguire from the Price of Football podcast. It's an excellent episode, available both on YouTube and as a Podbean podcast or an Apple podcast. You can get Podbean podcasts on any device just by linking to the Podbean site and searching for 3 Fish on the Shirt. And on Apple Podcasts, if you've got an iPhone or an iPad, you can find us on there. Secondly, we've got episodes 11 and 13, which were standalone episodes covering an interview we did with Steve Saunders in two parts. Part 1 is episode 11. Part 2 is episode 13. And then the most recent special episode, and it was really special to do, and it is a great watch. It's not too long either. It's a nice time of just under half an hour. And we got BT Sports' Adam Summerton in episode 15 to come on and talk to us about his career, how he launched it, and then the background to the playoff campaign, and notably the Wimbledon game, which was so exciting and is plays a big part in his career as he now works on, even though he now works on European football for BT and TNT Sports, as it now is. So please check out those episodes 8, 11, 13 and 15, which are our 4 standalone specials. If you're interested in looking back over the season, all the rest of our episodes are still available, and there are 1 or 2 little shorts on there as well to keep your interest. So stay well until the next one. Stay safe. We'll look forward to welcoming Steve back next time. And in the meantime, let's hope the Mariners can keep going and get back on track at home too. In the meantime, have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one. Up the Mariners! Thank you for watching or listening to tonight's show. You can catch us on YouTube, podcasts on Podbean or Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on our social media channels of Instagram, Twitter or X as it's now known, TikTok and Facebook. Please like, subscribe and share at every opportunity. It helps us a lot.
And now Green away to the left-hand side to Barrington. Green tight to the left touchline, ball in towards Danny Rose, who's opened the scoring for the Mariners. What a brilliant ball into the penalty area from Kieran Green. And there was Rose to head in from close range for his 5th of the season. His first on the road